What's going on, Pyros? So this year we've decided to do something a little different for a rack. We're going to try and make a 360 degree 12 shot rack with number 13 shooting straight up in the air. This rack is going to be in memory of someone on the lake whose birthday was on the 4th of July who passed away this year. So it has a little extra meaning, and hopefully it will all come together nicely, and I'll put together a little show how-to video of how I did it. Okay, so the first pieces I'm constructing are the sides. I'm using 1x rough cut wood, 1x8, 8-foot pieces, and I've cut them down to 7 foot 1 inch, and that is to leave a little space up on top for the top cap piece to sit on right here. And so I made 4 of these identical, putting a piece of 1x3 on the side here, same way on all 4 of them, and then I'm just going to attach them sides on either side. So this piece on the next one will go right here all the way around, and we'll make a nice sturdy box, and that will be the next step. Okay, so I've got 3 of the sides put together, and I'm about to put the 4th one on. I just wanted to show you what it looks like before I go ahead and do that. Now, I'm sure you're saying to yourself, gee, that's awfully heavy, Luke. And yes, it's going to be awfully heavy, but we are out on a raft, and I want to make sure that if it's windy, I don't have to worry about this thing. I'm going to build it once. It's going to work, and it will last us 10-20 years. If it doesn't work, I'll just chop it up and make firewood anyway. But I'm anticipating it should work. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. And I want to be able to play around with it a little bit before I set the angles. This gives me plenty of wood to build the platforms, which I'll show you shortly. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and laid out all the measurements for where the tubes are going to be located on the board. Now it's just a matter of setting the angle and making the line go so that I have enough clearance. But basically the numbers work out to be, the first one will be 12 inches from the base. That will be to the highest point of the angle board, and there'll be a 2x4 going across here at the side. The next one, 16, 20, 24, and we're going to skip 8 inches and go up to 32. So what that basically means is, so the tube, this tube will be set at 32. The one below it in the same direction will be set at 12. So that's 20 inches in between them, which is more than enough space to get enough angle where they won't interfere with each other. So 32, 36, 40, 44, then we're going to skip 8 again, 52, 56, 60, 64, skip 8 again, 72, 76, 80, and 84. And like I said, those measurements will represent the top point of the platform, and the angle will be pointing down to get it off to the side. So once I get that all marked out and mocked up, I'll show you. Alright, so I've marked out some layouts and I put some pieces of wood down to represent the tubes. And as I was doing this, it occurred to me that I basically made enough space to have 16 shots. So I think I might actually go with it. It's going to be a little bit heavier than I would like, and I could always chop the top section off and make it a lot lighter. But since it's in remembrance of someone, let's go extra big. Why not? So what I did was I put these pieces of wood here. These are roughly 12 inches long to represent where the tubes would be. Now obviously they're going to be sitting on a platform and raised off of this a little bit, but you can at least get an idea of the angle and what it's going to look like. So yeah, so there'll be 4 of these on either side, and you know, going all the way around. You get the idea. I'll show it to you as it comes on together. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made up a bunch of 8-inch pieces of 2x4, and basically what I'm going to do is attach them all just straight. Just eliminates having to cut a bunch of angles. So what I did was I went and marked the board with my angle, which is 65 degrees, in case you're wondering, going all the way around. And like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and put these 2x4s on, and then there'll be another piece of the 1x that will sit on top, form my base for a platform. We'll put a little cleat here. Off we go. Okay, so I've gone ahead and attached one side all the way up, and as you can see, what I've used is a little bracket for construction. These were 58 cents a piece. I picked them up. So I built a shelf, 8-inch piece of 2x4 with an 8-inch piece of the 1x sitting on it, 3 screws in the top here, and then the bracket in the center. So as I'm doing this, I'm thinking out loud in my head as I'm been putting it together: mortar, 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 cake. I don't know. I could even probably put 2 mortars up here, but that's why I figured I'd put the extra set of brackets to give it a little more stability. But these ones in the middle will definitely have 1 mortar on each of them, and those will be, you know, right up close to the end, so we shouldn't have any issues. Something like so. Plenty of clearance for the next one. Shouldn't be an issue. Coming together. Okay, so I've got it all put together now. First I wasn't going to put all the sides on, but I figured I would put them all on and put a base on so I could actually bring it outside, stand it up, and take some real pictures of it, because it's 7 feet tall and it does not fit in my basement. Anyway, for the base, I decided to just use the leftover pieces of 1x, cut them down, and made a square here, attached them to it. And I think what I'm going to do is just get a nice piece of 3/4 inch ply and attach that to it. So now I have quite a large area to screw to, and so that will be that. I'll probably go, sorry about this, I'll probably go 2 feet on that. That'll give me 6 inches overhang plus on either side, and be very comfortable. It's pretty heavy though, but yeah, it's looking good. Alright, so here is the finished product. I didn't actually put the base on because I never would have been able to get it out of my basement, but I wanted to get it out, like I said, and stand it up. So yeah, looks pretty sweet if you ask me. We don't have a whole lot of space on the raft, so this is really going to give us a lot of options as to what we can do. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start over again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, right here is the side I had drew the marks on for center lines. So as you can see, there is plenty of space, and I'm totally liking the idea of putting some cakes up on top and quick cooking them. But this is quite the hulking monstrosity. It looks a little bit like a totem pole. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If you want to know the exact materials list, I'll put it in the comments. Yeah, happy fireworking. 4th of July is coming quick.